Woke Savakara, Messiah not among the Sambiele or Jelly me. I'll say more than Mayor Metro Bay, Ibo Hamatalo. Ramunde, could me Kishan Victoria, could me the bonbon or the Makidare. Oya Yotana Tayu Ayatare. In moments have been Tawagbura. Mary Butai. Ramunde, any jacket man, Esan, Mehone, Ramunde. The reason is this. What I want to say, like I have always said, I will continue to say it. In 2020, when I started making videos about the uniqueness of Esan and the difference between the Esan and the Bini, I didn't just wake up from a dream. I didn't just even as I'm talking to you right, I don't have hatred for any single Bini man. I don't have hatred for any single Bini woman. I love my brothers and sisters, my neighbors, Bini. As a matter of fact, my best friends, two of my best friends in this world are Bini guys. I'll put it Bini here. You see, when you don't understand a thing, you tend to misuse it or abuse it. The issue, the reason why I came out is not for the branches of a tree, rather for the roots. Because if the root is be put under caution, the branches will automatically follow. Now, why I'm saying this is this. The Esans have been going through tribal sentiment, through tribal abuse, through a tribal label. When you go out today, you see people, as far as the Igbos, as far as Enugu is, you will see people from Enugu, when they ask them, which tribe you don't want to associate with in the whole of Nigeria, they will tell you the Esan. When you ask them, why the Esan? They say because Esan are bad people. So when you further ask them, have an Esan man or woman ever done something bad to you? The person will say no. Have you ever come in contact with Esan people? The person will say no. How then did you know that Esans are bad people? He said because that is what the Bini people are saying. Because the Bini people are the closest neighbor to the Esan. So they are saying the Esans are bad. So, and this thing has gone viral. Now I will tell you, before 2020, that I started making videos, you will see Esan people, when you ask them, where are you from? They will say, I'm from Bini. They don't want to let anybody know that they are from Esan because they started to get ashamed of that stereotyping that Esan are bad people. Esan people were beginning to get ashamed, and they all started calling themselves Bini. We are from Bini. We are from Bini. And it is still the same people, the Bini people, that are labeling us as bad people. But when you ask a Bini man, what did Esan person do to you for you to believe that Esan people are bad? He will say, that is what my mama said. That is what my papa said. Now go further, ask that person, father or mother, what did Esan person do to you? That one will still tell you, that is what my mama said. That is what my papa said. None of them can come out boldly and say, Esan person did this wrong to me. Now, as a normal human being, you should understand that as far as the world is concerned, you have nice people, real nice people from every tribe in the world, and you have bad, real bad people from every tribe in the world. There is no single tribe, no single family, not every tribe, now no single family who will come out and say everybody in that family, they are 1% good people. It doesn't exist. You must have 1 or 2 persons in the family that behave strangely. Now, what did Esan do to Bini? Nothing. Because they Ozolua brought fight to Esan. Ozolua came to ask for friendship. Of course, we know that the friendship is not a real friendship. It's a way of trying to bring people under you. When you make that friendship, before you know, they start entering you and conquer the person. Our ancestors, they knew this was the plan and they refused the friendship. And what did Ozolua do? Ozolua believed that no one can refuse his friendship. He can take anything he wants by force. Ozolua brought fight to Esan, and at the end, Ozolua never got to live alive. His reign ended there in Esan. Now, these make the bill. You are the one that brought fight to us. Now, because you didn't succeed, you labeled us as witches and wizards. Because we used what we have to protect ourselves. We didn't bring it to your domain. We didn't come to bewitch you in your own domain. We surround our domain with our spiritual craft. And because you came and you did not succeed, you labeled us, the entire generation, they started calling us bad people, witches and wizards. As if in Bini there, you don't have, tell me the house that doesn't have Ogun in Bini. Tell me which house that doesn't have Ogun. Tell me which family in Bini that doesn't have witches and wizards. Because nobody is looking into it. What did Esan do to you? Nothing. Now, at the beginning, I thought the Bini people are just being like that. I didn't understand what was really going on. Though my instinct was kind of pushing something into my mind, but I didn't want to believe that. I didn't want to believe that. And these same Bini people who are calling us winch, do you know that when these Bini people have spiritual issue, they run down to Esan land to seek for spiritual help? Every day, hundreds of Bini people are flopping into Esan every day. What is the purpose? For them to know the cause of their problem, for them to get solution to their problem. And how do we tell them the solution to their problem? Is with the same power which they are labeling us witches and wizards. That is what we use to tell them what their problem is. And tell me, for hundreds of years, these people have been coming. If they are not getting solution to their problem, why are they still coming? The person who came yesterday will refer another person. This one who came will refer another person. That is how they have been coming. And yet they say we are witches and wizards. Now, I sat down, I started thinking, where is all of this nonsense coming from? Then I came to realize that this nonsense came from what Ozolua did. Now, look at the Bini monarch, the so-called Oba of Bini, who is a stranger who is claiming that every other person are tenant in the land. Tell me, when have the Bini Oba, the Duke of Uselu, ever made a statement without either starting with Esan or ending with Esan? Tell me. When there is problem in Bini Traditional Council, they call the Oba to make a statement. It's either he starts with Esan Esan Laha, or he ends it with Esan Esan Laha or her. If there is problem in Uselu and they call Oba to speak over it, he will either start with Esan Esan Laha or Bini Esan, or he end the conversation with Esan Esan Laha. Now, the Bini has issue with Ijo. Instead of you focusing on the issue which Asari called you people out, you started your conversation, and at the middle of it, you could not just resist. You could not just pretend. You couldn't just keep yourself, comport yourself for once. The next thing, Esan Edo Okpama Yakin, Esan Edo Nesan Laoha, Esan Nesan Laoha. You can't just stay without mentioning the Esan. Now, when the Esan people come out and start insulting you, you see all the nuisance, useless people coming out, shouting, Esan, Esan, Esan. Now we are on our own. This so-called Duke came out again to bring out Esan. What is your problem? What is your problem? Like I said, I'm praying. I'm praying that God will help us. God will so help us that this issue between Ijo and the Bini will really happen. Because all the history they told us, 200 cities and villages, we want to see the replication of it. We want to see if these were just written lies or there is proof. You people have to prove also. Because our own proof day. We can decide to go and dig out the remaining body of Ozolwa today and hang it in the air for sun to beat the bone, and we carry the bone, pour water on it, and rebury it again. We can decide to do that, because as long as Ozolwa is concerned, the bone remain under our custody. When you read the Bible, Abraham, was it? No, not Abraham. It was Joseph. When Joseph was leaving Egypt, he took the bones of his father with himself to wherever they were going. So that is how it is. But the bone of Ozolwa will continue to remain in prison in Esan land as long as the bone of Ovorame will continue to remain in chain in Calabar. Since the Oba, now I understand that it is really the Oba who is orchestrating all of this nonsense. It began from his forefather, and has sworn to carry up that mantle, and he's doing it very well. He's doing it very well. And we the Esan, we no cook man get work. We go follow na up. As soon as need them, we go follow na up. If na one rest, people coming to ask Esan for peace, we don't have problem. We are not the cause of all of this. Visit the root. If the Benin people can speak with their people, speak with their king to take Esan away from their mouth, we have no issue with it. We don't. Everybody knows us. We know they make problems. That is why nobody even know that Esan existed for a very long time. Because we just did, they do our own thing. We not there to come tell person say we are Esan, we own everywhere. No, nothing concern us. We are satisfied. We are contented with our 35 kingdoms, which I can tell you, our landmass is bigger than so many countries in Europe. Go and do your verification. The landmass of Esan is bigger than so many countries in Europe. I'm not talking about states. I'm not talking about cities. I'm talking about countries in Europe. 3 of some countries of Europe put together, they are equivalent to one Esan. So we don't really get issue with anybody. We are just going about doing our normal business. We are leaders. Look at Okpebolo. You want to compare 1 year of Okpebolo's reign with about 16 years of Lucky Benedion and the one that just left? You can't compare. The difference is there. Or is it Abrosali, who reigned for 4 years, which since how many years his reign remains the number one? This is our business. This is what we think about leadership. That is what we do. We are gifted with the idea of leadership. Not to come and start telling people we own your land, we own your land. The same people you said you conquered, and now you are saying we own your land. You are a visitor in the land. I don't know if now they read history, now just they read books. I don't even know who wrote all this history. But as far as I'm concerned, the reason why you don't see me coming out telling people history say that, history, because I know they are all lies. All these are nonsense, jargons. The people writing those nonsense, they were not there from the beginning. Someone after person don't take my raga go come outside tell you say now so it be, now so it not be. Now waiting, I experience, waiting get proof. Now if he beat my chest on because I don't believe in me saying. If you want to prove to me that this thing you are saying to me is true, let's go for swear. We go put our juju for grand. And what I know, I will stand by it. If you tell me what you are saying, that Esan actually came from Bini, put your life on it. After we agree, if you live there alive, glory be to your ancestor. If you don't live there alive, glory be to your ancestor. This is what I believe. I don't believe in words. I believe in evidence. So the only way for you to prove something you were never part of is to go spiritual. Let's call on the ancestors that were there and offer them a sacrifice. And the sacrifice we are going to offer is, if what they wrote in your book, what you have been reading for years, and you believe it so much, and you are ready to give your life for it, and you believe it is true. Because if you don't believe it is true, you won't come outside and start telling people, yes, history has it. The sacrifice we are going to offer to the ancestor is that if you are lying, if what they wrote on that book is a lie, let you pay with it with your life. If anyone from the Bini extract can agree to these terms, bring your Yoruba deity, I will bring my Esan deity. Let's agree to these terms. And I'm sure whatever you say and you leave that place alive, I will believe you. If you say Esan sound like her, I will believe you. I will never doubt you. I will never argue with you. Let's do it. So if nobody is coming out to do this, I don't care who say the history. If lie, let it be an Esan man. Let it be Benima, Yoruba. I don't care who they are. As far as I'm concerned, all the history they are saying are lies. They are terrible lies. Because the people who wrote this history don't know any better than the people who are reading it. You cannot be better than a person who wrote a book. You who is reading the book and interpreting it, you cannot be different from that person, and you can never be better than that person. You are just like walking the walk of that person. The lies that person were exposed to, that is what you are carrying with all your chest, claiming that you'll be Alpha and Omega, you know it all, and using a useless history to turn people's narrative upside down. I don't believe in all those nonsense. I'm too advanced to believe in all those nonsense. But one thing I believe, Esan is Esan. Esan is not from anywhere, whether Edo or anywhere you want to call them. Esan is not from there. Esan has been on ground before all of this. And that is one thing my ancestors has assured me. That is the only thing I carry. That one alone solve the problem. So if you want to believe whatever I want to believe, that is your problem. We are Esan. Jelly me.